control. Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken, and their income soars. Hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose to masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome, everyone. Today I will be chatting with my friend here, Nick. We'll be talking some random shit. So, are you going to show us any new music?
You first, go.
You sure you're ready to hear this? Because I don't want to take the limelight away from you. I know you actually.
I think most people who are here for you. You've got fans here. I don't think this is my audience, I don't think anyone here cares about my music, or I don't think anyone here.
You should try it. Play something.
Nah.
Oh my God, you're so freaking depressed.
What's the point? Well, if you have a request, I don't know. I've already done the Marion Kind. I did the Marion Kind that one time.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that one again.
Oh, where's my phone?
I don't know.
Huh. Anyways, well. Okay, so here is. So I took some of my older songs and I redid them with a cabaret type style, because I'm gonna have a birthday party the end of the year. Don't say when, but sometime this year I'm gonna have a birthday party, and I want it to be early 1900s themed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at first I was trying to write songs for that time period and add some fucking French to it. I'm thinking Paris 1909, right? That's my theme.
Okay.
So Moulin Rouge, Absinthe, that type of shit. So I tried to write songs for that, at that time period, and they sounded cheesy, Disney movie type songs.
Yeah.
So I'm let me just keep with the style that I kind of want, and then add and just use my lyrics from older songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then that seemed to work, because it's upbeat, fun. All right, let's see what we got here. I think this is my favorite one. One of these two is good.
No,
What?
that is not 1909. That's all. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's not 19.
No, I'm thinking cabaret now.
Okay.
Remember the movie Moulin Rouge?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
That's the vibes.
Why?
Because I liked it.
Why?
Also, I want that vibes plus a little bit of New Orleans.
Okay.
I'm just trying to mix a bunch of stuff to make my own stuff.
Okay.
So, anyways, hear this one.
Silent whispers in the dark won't tell ya. Government's got secrets slicker than a fella. Money's power, greed's a pretty sight, while we're buried deep in the dead of night. Big pharma studies got a shiny glow. Truth doctored up, don't you know? Mega giants counting cash stacks high, while the little guys are left to die. Wake up, they're feeding lies.
That's your theme, right?
Control media's got you hypnotized.
What?
That's your theme, right?
Yeah, that's my theme.
Yeah, okay. I recognize the lyrics.
Do you think this would be a better intro, or should I keep the one that I have?
Uh, I think they both suck, but I mean, no.
Wow.
No. The one you have now is probably more representative of like you and what you do on this thing. This one's a bit gimmicky. It's a bit too specific to like a certain time, a certain vibe. I
You're a
would.
hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I think the other one's more general. I think or more generic. It's
You mean more like
Well,
modern, like of the time, like stuff that
exactly.
would be accepted now because everybody is so freaking, oh, that's old fashioned. That's cheesy.
No, more, it'll be more like, why is it like that? You know, people will be distracted by it. They'll ask themselves, why is this the theme song? Why is the theme song like this? Whereas the other one just sort of flies under the radar. It's just, yeah, this is the theme song. So whatever. This is the beginning of the show. It's neutral. There's like a neutral vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Neutral.
Well, not lyrically, but I mean musically. There's nothing about it that's going to detract from like the message. You know, people are more likely going to listen to the words because they're not distracted by the genre, you know. Whereas if you have this as your intro, people are going to be like, why is it all cabaret like and stuff? What's the deal here? What kind of show is this? Right? That's all. That's my take if you want. Whatever. You don't have to listen to me.
Just finished.
Trust authority, they'll take your soul. Break the chains, find your own control. Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors. Promises broken and their income soars. Hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, truth's a masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line. Television screens bright and loud. Sell your dreams, make you proud. Pop the bubble, see the cage you're in. Start the revolution, let the truth begin. Wake up, they're feeding lies. Troll media's got you hypnotized. Trust authority, they'll take your soul. Break the chains, find your own control. It's hard to be awake without you, friend. It's been hard to make you bend. Somehow you still can't see the trend. I hope you make it in the end.
Wow. Can you shut your ass whore?
And I'm the hater? Like, my comments are the least hateful, Kat. Everyone else hates you. I'm the only one who's on your side, I think.
I don't have my phone, so I can't look up your songs.
Oh, well, too bad.
What's a good one? Name me some titles.
But let's just think about the audience, you know, like why are we going to do this to them? What, are they interested in it? Do they want to hear it?
Okay.
You know?
Everybody put a 1 in the chat if you want Nick to do one of his songs.
No, I'm not going to do anything live. I don't feel like playing live. I don't feel like
Oh my God.
Why? No. I mean, if you want to show them my recorded music, that's fine, but I don't really feel like playing right now.
I can't.
You
How do I do
sigh.
that? I don't
Huh?
have Spotify on here and stuff.
Oh well, too bad then. It just wasn't meant to be, was it?
God.
What did you do? Why did Steve take your phone? It was just away.
Look, they want
Is
you
that
to do
what happened?
something.
Honestly, is that what happened?
No, I left it in the bathroom or something, I think.
It's all right. You can tell us.
Yeah. So anyways, do you want to talk about like when we do you need auto tune? Yes,
No,
he
no
does.
live. No, I don't need auto tune. Okay, I see. Okay, well,
Okay, then do it
very
live
clever.
if you can do it. If you
Actually
can
gonna
do
work.
it.
That might work actually. Because now I got to prove something. I've got something to prove. I got to prove that I don't need auto tune, right? So
Yeah. Because look, I have AI, so I'm like good to go.
all right, I got one for you. Okay, I'll do a quick one. It's a very short song,
Okay.
and hopefully it'll shut people up. All right.
It's about your time in the gay porn industry. Go on.
You are such a silly girl. All right, so it's called. Hold on. It's called "You Love Paris," right?
Streetwalkers Delight.
You love Paris in the springtime and in the summer when it sizzles. You love Paris in the autumn, in the winter when it drizzles. You love Paris, you love Paris, you love Paris, yes you do. But Paris doesn't give a fuck about you. I'm not trying to be funny, I'm not trying to be cute. Come between me and my money, you'll find out that it's true. You love Paris, you love Paris, you love Paris, yes you do. Oh, but Paris doesn't give a fuck about you. Oh, well, I told you once, and I told you twice. Next time I won't be so fucking nice. You love Paris, you love Paris, you love Paris. Yes, you do, but Paris. Oh, Paris, Paris doesn't give a fuck about you. Bitch.
What a beautiful romantic song.
Hey, what can I say?
Do you have anything that's like?
I'm just a helpless romantic kind of guy.
Remember when you were a kid, you used to do like romantic songs and they were so cute and all the little chicks loved them. And then you started talking this weird depression music. Remember?
Maybe it was puberty. I don't know. Puberty
Puberty
fucks me
really
up.
screwed up. Damn. All right.
Uh,
So
you're
you're
just
going to
never
tell
happy.
me, huh?
You're just never happy, are you? You're never happy. I can never please you. I can never please.
What are you talking about? I am happy.
All right. Well, I did a song and I didn't use autotune. So I hope that, now everyone's happy. No? Moving on then.
Okay.
What's next? What's next on today's show, Kat?
So
Entertain us.
do you want to talk about like you want to talk about near death experiences that we've had?
Oh, yeah. You first.
No, but you only had one, so you have to go first.
Okay.
You've depressed the audience.
He's now dyslexic, I think. So I was walking under some scaffolding and literally 2 or 3 seconds after I passed under it, I heard a huge like thud, right? This big fucking, I thought it was a bomb. I thought a bomb had gone off just underground, right, in the subway. And so I turned around and I saw a huge cloud of dust, huge cloud of white dust. And I'm like, it probably was a bomb, right? And I realized it was just the scaffolding that I had just walked under, right? Just behind me, all of it had come crashing down. I think about like 2 or 3 floors worth of scaffolding. It all came down, and it would have gone down right on my skull. It would have cracked my skull in half. It absolutely would have killed me. I would have been a goner, no doubt. And that it was just like this close. So that is my near-death experience, Kat.
And why do you think God saved you?
Because I took the time to consider. I was at this. I had just walked out of the supermarket. I had taken the time to consider which bag of peanuts was cheaper, right? So, but not too long. See, if I had taken a few seconds longer with that stupid decision, I think whatever powers may be would have been like, oh fuck, this guy has no reason to keep living. If he spends that much time weighing peanuts, with choosing which peanuts he's gonna buy, what the fuck is he even doing on earth? Fuck this guy. Let's get so I was just in time. I had enough sense to be like, what am I doing? Fuck it, it's peanuts, next time I'll try the other ones, whatever. It's not gonna change, it's not that deep, right? I think because I realized that the powers that be were like, yeah, we'll let him live. It was close though. It was close.
Yeah, so it's like a warning. It's like just like
Exactly.
better use of your time, buddy. Better use of your time.
Grab the peanuts and fucking eat them and worry about other shit. Worry about bigger.
Yeah, it's like you have bigger fish to fry.
Bigger nuts. Worry about bigger nuts. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, there was one time I was with my ex-boyfriend that you know, that you were in a band with. And you remember he had this little queer friend, a short one. Remember his name, a Spanish name or something.
Did he have curly hair?
I don't remember his face anymore. It's been so many decades. But I just remember he was short. He had a head. I don't remember the hair. I don't even know if he had hair anymore. It's like so fuzzy. Anyways, I think he had a head. I'm pretty sure he had a head. Anyways, so he was with me and him. Actually, the little guy was driving. And it was like a truck. And we were like crammed into like the front of because there's no back seat. So like we're just crammed into this truck. And I'm like smushed against the window like this. No seatbelts because there's so many people. Because there was probably someone else too in the truck. Because we're, kids trying to move around or something. So I'm smushed up against the window like this. And I'm just like staring out the window. And this guy, he's not driving very well. I've never been in the car with him before. This is like when you're young, you just get in the car with anybody. You don't like think about these things because your brain's not developed. So I'm there like that. And I just see like this guy is just taking red lights. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why is he taking red lights? So I'm like freaking out, stuck against the window. And then I see a freaking truck. It was actually one of those things, an ambulance, a big ambulance, but like fire truck. That's what it was. A big fire truck. And it's like right up there. And like, it literally like he zooms right by like inches and it kind of scrapes the back of the car, just a hair. But like, it was like, I saw it like this, all the lights and everything. And I'm just like, well, and that's when I realized maybe I should like consider who I'm getting in the car with. Before I get in the car with them, like, is this person
gay? Right?
No, mentally stable. Oh God. But anyways, so yeah, that's
just one of many, right? You said
that was just one of a billion times. So then there was another time. Let me think. I was probably in high school. Yeah, I was in early high school, 9, 10th grade, right? And I was taking the city bus. The city bus ended up not coming. And it's way too far to walk, but I had no choice. So I had to walk across, like Tamiami Trail.
Yeah.
There's like 16 lanes of traffic or something. There's no crosswalk. There's no, and I'm just like, I had to cross that. But that's not what it was. I went with another kid who also missed the bus, and we lived in the same type of area. So we were walking together, it's me and this boy. And we're just like, talking, chatting while we're walking, going across, whatever. Then we're on like, I think it's 87th Avenue. We're right there. It's like traffic time. The cars are flying off the highway to get on, whatever. We're walking. Cars are over here. Again, a bus comes, but a real bus, a city bus comes like this way. And out of nowhere, he just grabs the back of my book bag and pushes me in front of the bus. Like to like murder me. Like just out of nowhere, like his little brain flickered or something, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna throw her in front of the bus or whatever. And then I remembered like because I was like such a strong kid, because I had to carry a book bag with 6 textbooks everywhere I went all the time, because I didn't have anyone to pick me up from school, so I had to like carry this. We didn't have lockers, we didn't have like all that stuff, so I'm 6 textbooks plus a folder everywhere I went. So I became very, very strong. So I was strong enough to like push him back, and I threw him like on the like the grass on the side, whatever. Anyways, and then we just stood there, and I just stared at him. I didn't say anything, and he just stared at me like scared, like he thought I was going to do something to him. And I just looked at him like he's a piece of crap. Like I looked him up and down, and I just left. And I never saw him or talked to him again.
Why did he do that? Why do you think he did that? Do you think he was kidding? He was joking?
No, that's not a joke. That's not a joke. Some people are.
Maybe he wanted to scare you. Maybe he just did it to kind of.
No. He wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill me. Like, and then you realize, like,
you think
some
everyone's
people.
trying to kill you, Kat. You think that?
No, I don't.
Everyone's trying to kill you.
I don't.
You're a bit paranoid, so
No. The thing is like there's some people that are just like, they're not all there, and they kind of like get curious, like, I wonder what it's like, or I think I can get away with it, whatever. Like there's people who are like that. They don't have emotions. And I always remember, like, I knew this kid, he was around, whatever. He never laughed, never really smiled. He was just kind of like there.
Do you remember his name? Did you have a way? Do you have a way of checking to see if?
I don't remember his name. I don't.
A serial killer? He might have.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure. Like, sure. Like something was wrong with him, and he wanted to see what that felt like. Like there's some kids that like torturing animals when they're little, and then they want to try bigger things.
Yeah, but there are certain animals that kind of push people to the edge too. Like certain annoying kind of animals. Who are like, and like, so if someone is already prone to that, then certain animals.
Are you saying I annoyed him that he wanted to kill me?
Certain sounds that might drive someone to do something like that. Someone who might not necessarily otherwise do it. Yeah, that kind of thing. I'm not saying that you had it coming or anything. That is not at all what I'm saying. That is not.
Oh my God.
What I'm.
Anyways.
Or nor am I saying that I couldn't blame him. Obviously I'm not saying that. Sorry.
Wow. What? Anyways, moving on. Let's see. Were there any other times? I'm sure there was a billion more. Oh, you're gonna say that I deserve this too.
No, I didn't say that. I said the opposite. I said no. Definitely not.
You said you could understand why.
And there are certain animals, that just kind of drive people to insanity. They just kind of
whatever. Okay. So
irrationally.
I was in the pool with these 2 girls, right? And they were brothers, and they were sisters. So the little sister like went away, and the older sister was sitting with me like on the steps in the pool. Anyways, so then the older sister, she was always jealous of me. I didn't really think much of it.
Everyone's jealous. Everyone's trying to kill you, and everyone's jealous of you, Kat. These are two themes, like recurring themes in all your stories, right? Like it's always like, yeah, because I'm a big deal, and they definitely wanted to kill me. They had it in for me because I'm such a stupid superstar, or like because
No, it's not like
everyone wants to be
why
like
are
me.
you
Loves me.
listen. Just because you're jealous of me doesn't mean everybody is jealous of me.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, got that mixed up.
Okay. Simmer down. So, anyways, so I was just there in the freaking pool, and then out of nowhere, she grabs my hair. I swear I wasn't talking. Like I had like a little toy that she wanted, and she tried to steal it, and she broke a piece of it, but it was still good, like it was broken, but it was like you could kind of put it back, so like you can really tell. And then and her mom had snatched it from her after she had broken it. So anyway, so I'm playing with it, and she is just staring at the toy. She's staring at me. She's pissed. We're little kids. We're like 5. Anyways, and then she grabs me by the back of my hair, and she starts holding my head under the water like this. And she's doing it for a great while. And I'm like trying to like get up, whatever, and I'm struggling, whatever. And then her mom sees her doing this and like smacks her and like saves me.
Wow. This is before you got strong, right? Before you got the backpack.
Yes.
You were kind of vulnerable and defenseless. Yeah.
I was freaking like 4 or 5. What are you talking about? That 5-year-old really freaking, she asked for it. Jeez. Oh
No, I'm not
my
saying,
God.
No, you definitely didn't ask for it.
But anyways,
okay.
so
Was
like
that it? Was that the last one?
No, then the same girl. Anyways, the same girl, she didn't have a father. I don't know if that's relevant, but I feel like it is, because she got into a fight with me because like she said that my dad didn't care about me, that he cared about her more, because he made her brownies one day when I was like asleep or something. He made her and the sister and some other kids in the neighborhood brownies because they were like looking for me. And he's like, no, but like here, I made some brownies. You kids want brownies. And he gave them brownies. Anyways, so then she said that. And then like I didn't say anything back to her, but I just kind of like didn't get upset either. And that pissed her off. I'm just like, whatever makes you feel better type of thing, which of course really pisses off bullies. So then she tried to throw me off the stairs, like in the stairwell, whatever. She like pushed me like this, and like I was holding on, and then she was like kicking me, and I was screaming because she was trying to kick me and throw me off the staircase. But then my dad heard, and he came and he saved me.
Do you think you would have died if you had fallen down the stairs?
Yeah. We were like 5th floor.
Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, I have like a lot of stories about like girls trying to kill me. Well, and guys too, apparently. Why do you think like it's just like I don't feel like I'm like someone who people would want to murder? Like that just seems silly.
Ideally,
I didn't stay friends with her. When I was 4, I thought like I could forgive her, but then the next one happened when I was like 7. And that's when I stopped being friends with her.
Yeah, murder's whack, man.
Yeah, like I don't understand why I like attract people who want to murder me.
Strange.
It's very weird.
Yeah. Anyways,
so the other thing is I notice that people get really pissed off when they try to like insult me and I don't feel insulted, and they can tell like it didn't get to me. And that's when they usually become murderous. So like maybe I should pretend to be like hurt and offended to protect myself. Like I'm just too dumb to realize I should be doing that, because I feel like that's what other people do.
So it escalates from they're like, I don't like your nail polish, and then they just want to kill you after that just because you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, whatever.
I don't know. How many people do you come across like this? Where have you been hanging out, Kat? How do you meet
This is
so many
look,
people like this?
public school, bro. Public school. They let anybody
I
in.
went to public school. I went to public school.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, you never spoke 21
I did. I was the most popular kid when I was in sixth grade.
after 8th grade. You stopped talking to people.
Yeah. Okay.
7th grade, I would say. 7th grade, you stopped talking.
Seventh grade. Yeah. And then I got
Okay.
straight A's. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were a nerd.
I was an
There you go.
absolute nerd. I was an absolute nerd. Total fucking
Okay.
nerd.
Okay. So
And
that's why you didn't get a lot of attention. Nobody's jealous of you, so no one's going to attack you. Unfortunately.
I never thought about it that way. Yeah. Wow. Being a loser really makes it safe. Like makes your life a lot safer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. You see, everybody wants to be at the top of the mountain, but they don't understand the risk.
Well, not me anymore, Kat. I realize how blessed I am and being such a fucking waste of space.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, private school probably is worse too. Like I would imagine
Yeah.
like bullies with money, that's got to be 10 times worse. And the drugs are better, so like they could probably poison you.
The drugs are stronger, I think. They take heavier drugs, I think. They tend to have they break into their parents' medicine cabinet, you know, like they've got it's money because money, you know, money corrupts. They have more money.
Okay, what is unalienable?
It's the opposite of alienable, Kat.
I don't know what that means. I don't like use this word.
Have you read a book? Have you read a cracked
Not with
book
that.
open? Let me show you how it works.
You don't know what it is. That's why you're
open
changing
it
the
like that.
subject.
That's how it works. You see? You grab it, you open. Usually you start on the first page. That's how I start mine. Look it up in the dictionary.
I'm not. What's a
Dictionary
dictionary? We don't even have those anymore. Stop.
It
Anyways,
is on your computer. It's the app with the. It looks like a book. The thing I just taught you about. The thing I explained. And it's got letters on it. Do you want me to show you?
okay. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think of another time I almost died. If I was attempted murdered or not. I used to think that Steven was trying to kill me for years.
Surprise, surprise. You thought someone was trying to kill you.
No. But then I found out I was just allergic to the.
It's called paranoia. Sorry?
Yes, I'm so paranoid. Somebody is physically holding my head underwater. I'm making it up. What a paranoid person. How could you think this is dangerous?
I wasn't there. I don't know how the story really went down. I don't know if that's the way.
Wow. Anyways, so
Maybe
yeah, I thought he was
just, like, caressing you, right? And you've misconstrued that.
anyways, so moving on. I thought he was trying to kill me because I kept like getting nauseous and throwing up all the time. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm being poisoned. Like whatever. And he of course denied it. He's like, what are you talking about? I wouldn't poison you. No. And then I started cooking myself because I didn't trust when he cooked. And I'm like, I'll make myself food, you know?
There you go, Kat. Not subject to being taken away from or given away by the possessor, right? The shareholders have the inalienable right to dismiss directors. It can't be taken away from you.
Okay. Excellent.
Got it? Yeah.
Anyways, so then I realized that he was not trying to poison me, that the, what's it called? The dishwasher pods were poisoning me. And that's why I kept getting nauseous and throwing up and I had chronic migraines.
You get that from everything. That's another thing. You're like super sensitive to anything.
Poison, yes. I'm so
Earth.
sensitive to poison.
No, like anything and everything either gives you a rash or gives you a headache or gets you bloated or makes your facial hair grow. I don't know. Like you have.
Yes, I'm allergic to cheap metals. I can only have gold and silver.
I think you're allergic to poverty.
Yes. Oh my God. You see, look, I thought about this, right? Think about it really good, because remember, yes, I have histamine intolerance. So it's like, if there's any poison, anything that causes inflammation, like I just go. But I realized that, my dad's side of the family, they had like lots of money, but for like generations, over 5,000 years, they were extreme wealth. So I would imagine they lived in the best homes with no mold. The ceilings are always like 40 feet tall. So it's like, like the air circulation is freaking spectacular.
Like
They had
36 feet above your head. Yeah. Sorry?
shut up. So anyways, and they had really great food. Everything was local source. They had their own farmland, so everything was like direct farm to table every day. They would kill the animal, and then in 2-3 hours we'd be eating it. Like, that's how the turnaround was. Here everything is like, put on a shelf, process, preservatives, blah blah blah, all this chemical stuff. And like, since I didn't grow up with that, like, genetically, my genetics never evolved to deal with filth and poverty and preservatives and all that stuff that you guys are just like so accustomed to through generations of hardiness and stuff.
I
That's
grew
what
up
I'm
on
going with.
I grew up on a diet of fiberglass, industrial chemicals, and cat litter. And so I can take anything, I could just eat anything.
Ah,
I understand other kids out to get you. Saying allergic to poverty, I understand other kids out to get you. I'm not sure I follow.
I don't know.
Stunted Persian queen genes ruined by toxins. Yeah. Sounds like a newspaper article title. It sounds like the title. So
Yeah.
I think that's too bad. That's too bad. Is there any way you may adapt someday to?
I don't think I will personally adapt, but I think like maybe my kids or my kids' kids or my kids' kids' kids, by then I feel like we'll have adapted to poverty. And by poverty, I just mean middle class America, the toxin capital of the world. 1 in 4 chance of getting cancer.
Sorry?
1 in 4 chance of getting cancer. America. Woo! Actually, that was like in the 90s. I'm sure it's like 100% chance now.
You see,
we're all dying.
That's what I say. That's what I say. My baby mama, I told her, because all 3 of my sister's kids got cancer. I told you, right?
Yeah.
All 3.
Oh my God. Yes. You see that? That's like 100% chance we're all gonna get it. Like, I don't feel like there's a way out here. Like,
in this 2-year span, every single one of all 3 of my sister's, my sister's kids got cancer. Okay, or some form of cancer, and in fact, one of them has cancer right now, again, second time. So she was cancer free for about a year.
Do you think like your genetics on either side, any of the parents came from like
her dad's side? I think there's definitely more cancer on her dad's side, particularly when they're a bit younger than average, younger than people usually get it. But I don't know. I think there's got to be some environmental factor as well. I don't know what it is. I think it might be stress because they got divorced, or like. Oh yes, divorce takes like, I think it's like 20-30 years off a child's life. On average. I don't know how accurate that. Hold on, let me look it up. Someone wrote it somewhere, so it must be true. Okay. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, I told this lady that I thought cancer was on the rise. There's definitely been an increase. That you see it, you can tell just by talking to people. I don't remember being when I was a kid, when I was their age, when I was a teenager or in my early 20s, none of my friends had cancer. Maybe you'd hear about one case, like one person, a friend of a friend of a friend who had cancer or something like that. But usually you thought of cancer as something that was, for either old people got it, right? Or very, very rarely a young person would get it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like leukemia, and you'd feel really bad for those kids. You'd see them on TV, or like a Make-A-Wish
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Foundation,
yeah.
whatever it
Yeah.
was. And so like you
Yeah.
thought, oh, for them, that's a really rare thing. They're so unlucky, but most people are okay. And I feel like now it's on the rise, and you find out, you hear more and more about these cases where people are like in their teens or they're 20 something and they got cancer, and it's like a lot more present now, I think. And I don't think it's my imagination. She said, "Oh, no, that's not true. No.
Mhm.
There's no proof for that. There's no evidence." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not saying that there is. I'm just saying in my personal experience, I've heard a lot more
Mhm.
cancer out there. There's a lot more cancer now, just from just people I talk to. I hear a lot more about. I hear a lot more stories about cancer, people having cancer, people who have friends who have cancer. It's like out there more than it was before.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I told you it is more than it's ever been before. There's
But based
definitely
on what?
something.
Well, what do you base it on? What do you base it on?
Okay, like RFK was on a podcast and he was talking about how there's something killing the children, that we've never had these high cancer rates before, that he says there has to be an environmental toxin, that it can't just be stress or whatever, like all the lifestyle things or whatever that they're just making up, that it has to be an environmental thing that's been released, and air, water, something, it's somewhere, and people are just not able to detox. And he says like he's gonna do something to figure out what that is, blah blah blah. And then he said like the same thing with autism, that it's like it's way too high. It's there's pockets in the country where it's even higher. So it shows that it's environmental, because you can't catch it, unless it's a parasite or something, or a fungus or whatever, or virus maybe. But like it just seems weird. Why are they in pockets? Also, we have these super site maps. Go, everybody, you can look up super site maps, and you could find out where we had severe toxic waste spills. And it won't tell you what it's affecting, but it'll tell you the areas. And you can pretty much guess by the areas, like if there's any water sources or aquifers or whatever, how like far downstream you have to be before it like kind of dissipates or whatever. But like we have millions of super sites all over the United States. And those are like, sometimes they have like 30, 40, 50-year waiting periods before the government will go and clean them up. Like it's so slow to clean up. They just kind of like, barricade them off and like hope for the best. But what really happens is we're not going to make it. This is just a super
Um,
fun site, or super.
another
Yeah.
theory I've got another theory, and that is, in the past, medicine wasn't that good, right? It wasn't.
No, it's so much worse now.
Not everyone. Well, but let's go. I'm talking about 300, 400 years ago, right? Like
It was
for
great.
peasants, for most people,
It
there
was
was no
fine.
access to good. What?
It was better than what we have now.
Were
Now
you there, Kat?
we will
Were you there?
now our medication
Okay,
will make you
let
sicker
me finish,
than
Kat.
what you're trying to fix.
Let me finish. Okay, like just pick anyone from like the 1500s, 1600s, whatever, like a famous
Don't
Mozart.
eat
Or
sugar. Became here. Take this chronic medication that's going to make
just
you shit your
listen, just hear
pants.
me out. Can you hear me out, Kat? So take, just pick any famous figure from like, for any time from after the past 500, 600, you name it, anyone famous, right? They probably had like 4 or 5 siblings, half of whom died before they made it to teenage, like to puberty, right? Mozart, for example, he probably had like 4 siblings who died before they reached puberty. And so there was a sort of natural selection, and
Childbirth. Yes, we got better at
only
that.
the strong survived. I'm not done. And so
Ugh.
like as medicine got better, more and more we were able to save more and more people, and now like everyone pretty much survives. And you hear more and more about these strange
The
illnesses,
birth.
and like particularly young people are like they have all these conditions, and I thought, why? You're allergic to everything. You're allergic to peanuts, you're allergic to, I'm not pointing any fingers. You're not that young, Kat, but you know what I mean, right? No, but haven't you noticed,
No,
like,
no, but I wasn't
it's not just
allergic to
cancer, it's
stuff
like a bunch of
until
illnesses, a bunch of diseases. It's just like we're
yeah, yeah.
going back, like, 'cause the natural selection phase is kind of past, and now
Yeah.
everyone kind of survives easily. So like it's just chance. It's just sort of
No,
mutations
no,
that
because
kind
no,
of
no, no,
happen
no.
if you
No.
sorry.
No, you're wrong. You believe the system too much. You're just like, you kiss ass to the science. You trust everything with your life. You're just like, whatever you say, I'm too stupid to think for myself. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Give me some crumbs. Yes, my brain doesn't work because I don't have some letters behind my name that the government sanctioned and blah 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 blah. So therefore, I can't think for myself. So you must do it for me. Thank you. Thank you. That's you. So, what you have to do is stop being that way and realize that you have a fully functioning brain, from what I can tell. And you can go and look up the studies yourself, and you can see how flawed the studies are, even in how they design the studies and what they take out of the studies. Oh, these people were like, let's throw them out of the study because
There's some pretty you haven't been keeping
they
up
don't make
you haven't been keeping up with the comments, Cat. There's some pretty good stuff here, pretty
what?
vicious, but yeah, I super fund some plastic surgery for Cat so she can fix her face. um What else? Cat is wrong. Women should only be allowed natural birth.
What? What? Oh God.
Take the L, Cat? What's that?
The loss.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. So look, you have to understand. All right.
Yeah.
What 6-foot dream?
Yeah, what is your 6-foot dream?
I don't know. Please explain. Anyways, so look, you have to understand that most people are fully capable of looking at studies and going, this isn't set up properly to test what you say you're testing. And then
Okay.
they go and they pick and choose and they say it's a meta study. It's like you just picked these and you misinterpreted all of this
Yeah,
to
cherry
like
picking. I know.
so
I
like
know cherry picking. I know cherry
and these
picking.
are the science. These are the people you have to shut your brain off and just follow blindly like a good little slave.
But what am I following blindly? Natural selection?
No, because you're just saying, "Oh, science has gotten better, technology has gotten better." No,
No.
you don't
I
die
don't-
during childbirth as much, and that's the
Okay.
baby.
You're right. Let's assume that I'm wrong and that it's not because there's more access to better healthcare, and it's easier to save people now than it was 400 years ago. Let's just assume that that's not necessarily true, right?
What do you mean?
We can still look at statistics. We can see we can look at infant mortality. I mean, how could you fake that? We've got
I'm not
statistics,
saying
pretty
that there
accurate
aren't
demographic
some
information,
things.
at least for the past couple hundred years. And I'm pretty sure that in developed nations, right, the infant mortality rate has dropped significantly. You can't deny that, right? So whatever, I mean, you're right. It's correlation, causation, fallacy, maybe. It doesn't matter. My point is, just because now everyone kind of survives, right, to puberty, more and more people make it to puberty. There's no sort of weeding out. Nobody gets eliminated. So like you're more likely going to get weak kind of, weak people who are more susceptible to all kinds of genetic,
Are
like
you
mutations
saying
and
we need to go
illnesses and
back and do what's it called?
eugenics. No, no, no.
Eugenic. Oh
No,
my
no, no, no,
God.
definitely not. Of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying
So you just
another
called everyone who survived a bad birth a weakling that should have been eliminated.
No, 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 no. I'm just saying that
Mm.
might be the reason why,
We have all these weaklings around.
we have more sick people because they would have been dead people in the past and today they survive, right? So I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying that is probably a thing, Same goes for intelligence. Right?
We're letting the unintelligent people survive with all of our warnings on packages. It's our fault.
I mean, am I the only one who thinks that
Don't
natural
eat this
selection is a
Tide
thing?
Pod, please.
Am I the only one who believes in natural selection?
Yes.
And who's aware of the fact that, like, in developed countries now, it's easier for everyone to survive than it was like a couple hundred years
So
ago?
you're saying we've made it too easy to survive, that we need to
No, no, I'm
roll
not.
that. No. Roll it back a little bit. Roll it back a little bit.
You love this, right? You just love distorting what I say. You love, that's your strategy. That's how these things work, right? That's how shows like what's his name? Your friend there who got owned. Remember what was
Which
his
one?
name?
I
The
don't know.
guy you told me was a big deal, and he turned out to be a schmuck. I forgot his name. Well, now I can't say his name because
Oh,
what
everybody loves him. Go on, say it.
I
Piss
didn't
him
love him.
off.
No, I don't remember his name. He's not important enough for me to remember his name. Fuck him. He wasn't a big,
Oh,
big deal
you're
to
still
me.
pissed
He
off
was a big
about
deal to
Andrew
you.
Wilson.
Well, I don't know if that's the guy. I don't remember his name. Anyway, that guy, that's his whole strategy, right? So he'll twist what you say so that it serves his kind of agenda, right? To kind of,
That's
and it's
what he
idiotic.
does.
It's totally idiotic, huh?
I know, but it's
But it
rage
works.
bait. People like pissing people off
I
on the
know.
internet.
I know it works. That's the problem. It works because the audience is like that's what they want, right? All right. So the dilemma. Yeah. What's that? I'm not good with these new acronyms.
The dilemma grows when all low IQ individuals Darwin out and you have equal IQ. Then what you gonna do, Nick? I don't get it.
No, but again, I have not taken a stance and said this is better and that is worse. You're the ones who are doing that. All I'm saying is maybe the reason why, maybe the reason we have more illness is because we
Okay,
have
I
more
like this.
people alive. These people would have
This
been.
is the reason.
All I'm
Look at
saying.
this.
That is all I'm saying. You're the
This
ones
is
who
the
have
reason.
taken my words and have said,
Okay,
"Oh,
Nick,
that's right."
simmer down.
Let me
Simmer
finish.
down.
Let me finish. All right, now you're just being a savage. Let me finish and I'll let you talk. I swear I'll let you talk. I just want to make it clear. For the record, I have not said that one thing is better, the other thing is worse. I don't care. I'm just saying maybe the reason why we have more sick people is because in the past those would have been dead people. That's all I'm saying.
So are you saying that it's look, he says, okay, how selection is supposed to work is women select the strong men and the weak men don't get past childbirth. Yes.
Well, I seem to have struck like upon a good, at least we got a good topic going, and I'm just gonna sort of withdraw into the audience now and enjoy. So it'll be you in the comments. I'm just gonna listen for a while.
Oh my God, who cares? You're supposed to fight. People love it.
No.
Thank you.
No, it got started now. This is good. We got people sort of, riled up, so it's good.
Okay, so do you think now obviously it's going to be against religion that women should like put out to pasture all the weak children? Remember like how they used to do in the olden times, exposure?
I'm not an animal, Cat. I'm not an. I'm not,
Animals do
not
this.
evil.
You know that animals will do this to their
Okay,
own
well-
babe. Animals will be like, this one's weak. I smell this one smells off, and then take it away. So are you saying?
No, obviously we can't do that. Obviously we can't do
Okay.
that.
All right. So, do you think the other problem is that women are going for money
throw 'em in the
instead of
dumpster instead.
physical?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
shut up. Do you think that women are going for money because money is status in this social structure, this world?
Who knows?
And they
what we
should be
want?
going for strength and
Who
like
knows what we
physical and mental longevity.
Kat, I have no hose. Do you think I understand women? Do you think I know or care what women want or think? I have no idea. You tell us. You're a woman.
What do you mean you have no hose?
Right now, I currently have no hose. I have zero hose.
Oh my God. How long has it been? A whole month or something?
That's not that is not the topic being discussed, right? Let's not digress too much. Let's go back to what we got rolling with the natural selection and whatnot. That seemed to interest a lot of people.
Oh my God.
You tell us what women want, Kat. You're the one who knows. I don't know. I don't understand women.
They actually want people who are physically attractive?
They want people who are physically attractive. That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
they want people who are physically attractive
But
because that shows physical health, fitness. It's like those are your health traits, right? How you
why do
look
I see so many hot women with, like, you know?
because society says no, your physical health is not important. Now it's money. So now women are like, oh, okay, so now I gotta condition myself mentally to not be attracted to what I'm attracted to, and to now turn my attention to the hideous dude that has money.
All right, how many people agree? How many of you agree? Hoflation is impacting.
Yes, everybody wants attractive. If we were in tribes, the hottest people would be paired up first, and then the stragglers would just have to pair up with each other. That's or they wouldn't get a pair. And that's how the world was set up. But then we screwed it up with modernity, saying, "Oh, now we have this thing called money, and you don't have to be strong enough to go and hunt and bring back a boar to make you like the most valuable person. Now you have to just get inheritance, get lucky, have a good investment, buy some crypto at the right time. You know, all these dumb ways you can make a ton of money. And now you're going to get like the hottest chick."
Yeah, Jessica struck upon a very interesting point. I think it's absolutely true. Men do seem more flexible, right? That's absolutely true, but it's
How come?
because
No. You only date 25-year-olds. Stop. You're so flexible. They just have to be young and hot.
look at you. Don't take it from me. No, that's fine. Don't take it from me. Go look at what happens on dating apps, right? I'm not on them, but from what I've heard, just talking to people on dating apps, and you go online, if you see the inequality, just like, you know, how much easier it is for girls on these dating apps, you'll understand right away. It's obviously not the same game. Like there's a disadvantage. You know, you're at a disadvantage if you're the guy. Girls are like girls have this girls have like hundreds of dudes to pick from, and then the guy, it's like if he gets one girl to go out on a date with him and not put out, it's like he got lucky that month. You know what I mean? And he had to pay.
Oh, how much do you think you pay on average before a chick sleeps with you? Like, how much do
I
you have to
don't date
invest?
anymore. I haven't been dating anymore, Kat. I'm just, you know, it's not. It's just
Okay, like let's say a year ago you were dating. So stop. How much
okay.
on average do you think you had to invest in a chick before she would put out?
Well, you know, I was going with cheap girls or something. No, I'm kidding.
You're not, but go on.
Well, not gold diggers for sure. Obviously, if they were
You can't afford them. I know. Go on.
obviously, yeah.
But if
Um,
you could, you would be like, all right, I think I can manage this. And you would get one because if they're better. Yes or yes? If you could
uh,
afford, if you had
yeah.
infinite money, you would just get the hottest chick, regardless of if they were a gold digger or not.
What when you say get, what do you mean? Like settle down with, or just sort of
Well, you don't settle down at all. So, like,
help
I would
you?
say bang.
Well, okay, so what? So what? If I date a feminist, it's $0. Good. If I date a woman with value, it's about $2,000. Okay. All right. What do you think about
Damn.
that, Kat? What do you say to that?
I think that's true because feminists are probably gonna. I'll buy my own stuff because they're dumb. They don't understand.
Uh, are there any feminists?
In the chat, are there any feminists in the chat? No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Not a single one.
Mm.
All right.
See, I think gold diggers and like guys who are like, I need to earn my value in the world. I think they get life at least. They understand how it works. They're like,
Got to be the breadwinner. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta provide, and they're there to look good so that, they're worth providing for. I don't see the problem. The problem is, you have to love me for who I am. What are people? Like, what are you? What are you? The who I am, love me for who I am, with barbells in my face, shaved head, 5,000 pounds, like missing a toe. One eye is over here. One
So,
ear's down to your what?
so basically, you're saying love doesn't exist. It's all about money.
But what do you love about people? When you love someone, what do you love about them? What is it? It's how they make you feel
I
is
don't
love.
love anyone. I've never.
You
I
don't
don't
love
know.
anyone.
I just don't use that language. I've never understood that. I feel like that's a gross oversimplification. People use that to hide everything that's imperfect, everything that is wrong about our existence, right? And our relationships. Like I've never really bought that or bought into that. I've never used that, or I guess I've had to, because that's how it works. You have to use those words, right? So someone says I love you, you have to be like, okay, I find you attractive, and I'm kind of, I guess, emotionally attached to you. But you're not going to go into that whole spiel. If you really want to describe what's happening, it sounds a lot less romantic, right? But all it is a fixation. You're fixated with someone, and you're maybe physically attracted to them, maybe not. There's a reason why you're attached to them. Like you're fixated. It's not necessarily a healthy thing.
You're talking about limerence. That's like the more obsession, the idea of the person.
People love the word love. They use the word love, and love, because it's so simple. It's such an easy way to hide everything that's imperfect. It's just biology. For me, it's biology, and we're being animals, and it's just a way that we bond, and it's for our sort of survival, and it's instinctive. It's just something we do. We get attached to people, and we're trying to find a mate, just like animals try to find mates. That's all it is. But you can't talk about it like that, because people are going to be put off and think that you're cynical or cold.
Yeah.
Or
they
like,
want the fuzzy feelies.
Yeah, they want you to say shit like, "Oh, I love." Fuck, that has never meant anything to me.
You understand that they invented romantic love?
I hate that expression.
It was invented. It was like society said, "Oh," and then they created stories to like make people believe in it, when it used to just be like arrangements for money and power and children. Like that's what it's supposed to be. Like the union's supposed to be for money and power and children. That's it.
You know what I think is real though? Maternal instinct. That's probably, if I can use the word love honestly, and I think love should match that definition. We should use the word love for what a mother feels for its child, right? This sort of unconditional desire to protect and nurture this being, right? It's an instinctive thing. It's a real caring. You really care, right? You're invested in that being's well-being, right? So that's love. That's what I consider love. The kind of love you feel for a child, your child.
Love is protection.
Family. It's like a bond. Okay, that is love. Yeah. Being in love, that whole being in love thing, I think
the
that's
butterflies, the thinking about them constantly, the obsession, the lust, all of that is fake. Those are just in your head. It's an
arrangement for me to get off. The women are seeking money and power. Okay, what do you think, Kat?
No, I think some of the women actually think that they're in love too. The women and the men are deluding each other. But the thing is, real love, it takes a long time. It's not like, you can tell if you love someone if you would like risk your life to save them, right? Or like, how far out of your way will you go out to save them, to help them, to, would you loan them money? Would you, like, how far are you sticking your head out for them?
Right, and then that's why I thought.
And most people are just like, no, I just want to bang them.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? I just feel lust for them. I just like thinking about them.
Right. It's like the Titanic at the end. She's like, oh, well, see ya. She
was just like, well, it was a nice bang. Like, that's not love. Like all
Yeah, she wasn't.
those feelings,
She
horniness.
fucking hogged that raft or whatever it was. You know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
she.
yeah, for sure, for sure. She could have finagled, but she didn't want to. She was like, you know what? This was gonna end anyways. It was a nice time, poverty boy. You knew
Right,
this
or she
wasn't
could have
gonna go
drowned with him.
anywhere.
Yeah, she could have drowned with him, like Romeo and Juliet. Like, oh, if you're dead, there's no reason for me to go on living. Oh, I want to die with you. You know, but obviously that never happens. That would never happen in real life. So, does Steve get real love, Cat? Oh, there we go. Personal question.
Yes, I think he does because I would and have tried to physically defend him many times.
From what?
Other
Bacteria?
people. No, you dumbass.
You
From
can
people.
from people?
I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm saying that I have
Children?
tried.
Who's trying to attack Steve? Who are you trying to protect
The
Steve from?
neighbor, I already said the story 1,000 times. The neighbor tried to attack him, and then I got rageful, and I went and to like beat his ass.
Never. You never told me the story.
Oh, well, I don't want to
Yeah.
say it again because I've said it 1,000 times. But yes, I have done this many times, and that's when I'm telling you, that's when Steven was like, "Oh my God, she really loves me." And then his like whole face changed and his demeanor, and he'd look at me like, yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, I'm over it now."
No, he's stupid. But like, I swear, it was once he saw me go crazy to defend him, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's real."
You say
I'm
so.
telling, and then like everything changed. Like he was like, "Yeah, it's nice." No, there was also another time that he felt that way. Like somebody was yelling at him about something. I forgot what it was. They just kept yelling at him, and I'm sitting there like it was like in the beginning when we first got married. So I was like very quiet and shy, and one of those people. So I'm
So
just
how did
sitting
you? Yeah, but would you make it sound like you dodged like you jumped in front of a bullet for him?
No, I would have killed myself. Yes.
Oh, get out!
I'm a psycho.
I don't buy that. I don't get
No, because I feel for him the same way I do for my kids. It's like.
So then you would allow your daughter to continue growing up without a mother? Like that would be a good idea?
No, because I had to make a decision in my head. I'm not saying it's a good one. I didn't say I had time to think it through rationally. I was obviously angry. But I said, you know what? The best situation for a child is to be with their father over the mother. That's the best outcome. So I felt like she was going to be fine. And I had raised her past the point.
What?
I was angry. Okay, look. You can't expect me to sit over there and go cross my like what? It was rage. Obviously, like if I could stop and calm down and think about it, like maybe I would have just done something that's not forceful so that like he would just magically, and then I'd be like, oh, look at that. What a shame. And just like, but obviously I'm not thinking that way because I'm angry. When you get angry, you do things very rash. But then when you have time to think about it, you're like, oh, that was kind of dumb. But just the instinct to defend or not to defend is a tell.
Okay, but can you back up a bit and tell me why you think that the father is more important than the mom?
Oh, that's just because statistically when children go live with their mothers, they end up more likely to be abused, especially sexually, verbally, mentally, like a whole bunch of abuse happens. They also tend to be neglected more because also the mothers tend to bring over strange men that are more likely to do something to the children. Or if they remarry, they're less likely to give attention to their previous children and more likely to focus on the new children. And I see this all the time. That's why we have the stereotypes of the evil step parent. All step parents, fairy tales. It's because kids do not do well with step parents, and women are more likely to immediately fill that void. Now, the same thing happens with stepmothers, but generally, the father figures will stop the girls from becoming hyper promiscuous, which is like a huge benefit for them long term. Also, there's just the physical things that happen when the biological male leaves the home. If they're not there at night, especially every single night, and I've told you this, the daughter will go into estrus sooner. Why? Because the biology says there's no biological male to protect me. I'm a female. I need to force my body into puberty faster and become hypersexualized faster so that I can attract a male that hopefully will take care of me. Because they don't have the protection of the father all night. And that's a chemical, that's a biological thing. It's not, I know you don't want that to be true, but unfortunately, this is true. Yes, this is true.
Relax. I was just going to ask you, what are your sources for that? Where'd you get that from?
It's called, Jesus Christ.
The
Can
Bible?
somebody look it up and find me the link? There's plenty of podcasts and shit talking about it.
Well, Jessica seems to be eating it up.
No, it is a true thing. It is 100% true. This is not just me talking out of my ass. This is something that I have studied a lot.
Out of someone else's ass. Right?
No. There's studies on this. This is a known phenomenon that they go into estrus even at whatever the age, like it happens, it'll happen so much sooner. So that's why you're seeing like this huge rise of girls going to estrus really, really, really young. And that's because we have a huge rise in broken families or children born out of wedlock or multiple non-biological men coming in and out of the house. And in old times, to stop this from happening, let's say the father died, you would have to marry the brother, or a biological male would take care of the offspring and you, and it would stop it from happening because there was enough of the same biology to the father that it would trick the daughter's system to not going into estrus soon. So like there are ways you can counteract that, but it is what it is. Like this is unfortunate. We're animals. Animals are set to work a certain way. And I'm sorry.
I don't know, Kat. I don't know if
You don't have to know what is true is self-evident. It is what it is. And you're more likely to become promiscuous. You're more likely to also end up in divorce or a broken family or have children out of what. That's why you know what they call a generational curse? Generational curses are just like, this is what I'm modeling what I've seen. You can only model what you have seen and felt as a child. You recreate your childhood, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying it's absolutely.
It's still in the studies.
I'm not saying it's total malarkey. I'm just saying, like,
send me the link if you found it. Like, there's videos on it and stuff like that too.
But you know, it's kind of like when women start hanging out together, they start getting their periods around the same time, right?
Yes, and you wouldn't say that's malarkey. I don't believe in that. We're animals.
No, I'm supporting. Like, I'm kind of saying, well, you know, there might be something to that, because there are these mysterious things that happen when regarding women's cycles and women's sort of reproductive system. You know that.
Yes. Do you know that
pheromones? It's mysterious. Like, how does
another thing? If women do not hang out in a relaxed state for at least a few hours a week with other women, their hormones go off. Yes, this is fact. Another thing that's really interesting, if you are mated to someone, like you have a partner, right? And you like their scent, so it's a good match, you should like each other's smell. The woman, if she's under stress, if she smells the guy's sweat, it lowers her stress hormones quickly.
Okay, yeah.
And the more she smells his sweat throughout the month, the more balanced her hormones will be.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Why do you think women start to get their period around the same time when they hang out? Like when they work together?
Because there's always an alpha female, even though we don't like to say alpha females because that's got connotations, whatever. But there is an alpha female, the one who has the most hormones, which is, you can create like a good amount of hormones with like the most life force. So like the strongest, healthiest female would have like the strongest hormones, right? And that female will dictate all the other females will have to bend to that female's cycle. So it's like a really interesting thing. And it also shows you who's the alpha female, who's the strongest female in the group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but how does it happen? You know, like how does that?
I don't know the mechanisms, but pheromones will trigger things in people.
So on a subconscious level, we're picking up all these signals all the time, right? Our nose is sort of picking up.
Just say the most hormonally dense female if you don't like the term alpha, if that makes you guys feel better. I'm not saying alpha like a dude.
How does this physically happen is what I want to know.
Smell.
How do the pheromones are? So women are getting all this sort of information, this pheromone information constantly from one another. They're picking up on all this.
And we don't realize that it's influencing our behavior. They've also done studies on people who have memory, like short-term memory loss. So like they can remember for a few minutes and then they forget. So, and in the study, they took someone and they're like, okay, so the doctor would come in and would like smack him on the hand, right? And then he would forget about it. And then the doctor would come in again and he would ask for his hand again. And the guy's like, no, I don't give my hand. And he would come up with a reason why he doesn't allow people to touch his hand, but he had no memory of what had happened. It's just like your body remembers you there's so many signals that like you can't consciously know about that get turned on. So, you know, we are animals and we are reacting to unconscious things. It could be maybe with people with more hormones look a certain way. Maybe they act a certain way. Maybe they make us feel a certain way and we don't know what it is. And then our body responds by changing the chemical makeup to match theirs to feel safer. I mean, these are just like theories. We don't know why, but we know that it does happen and you can replicate it. And I had girlfriends that like, I would get my period and they'd be like, I'm not coming over. Because like I have a big weekend planned, because they'd be afraid that they would get it if they were near me. And my mom, she went through menopause, right? Menopause. And then when she comes over, she hasn't had her period like years, right? She's elderly. I don't know. So she comes over and if I have my period, she gets a period after all these years. And then she's like, I'm not coming. Yeah. And she gets pissed off. She's like, what the fuck am I doing getting a period? I'm elder. I'm not supposed to be doing this shit. And then she would get mad at me. So then she's like, tell me when you're getting your period so I don't go over. It has nothing to do with you.
That's strange.
It is, but like, Jesus.
There was something that you didn't address. A lot of people were saying in the comments, they were talking about how like you shouldn't have to stand up for your man.
Oh, they did? Hold on.
Yeah. There was a lot of that. I just feel like that's got potential for rage bait, you know.
Nice. So yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to, but I feel like if you want to, that's probably a good sign. And I guess it depends, like, do you think like it could be like a life or death situation? If it's just like go defend me, I don't think it's life or death. Just go yell at them or smack them around a little bit, or you can take them. Maybe.
Yeah.
But you also have to go like, it depends on like what your situation is. If women have a huge network of support, they have brothers, they have, you know, like sisters with uncles and their fathers are, you know, still young enough. If they have like a network of relatives that are male, losing one male in the family unit is not as detrimental as now, where it's just the nuclear family, which is a totally modern thing. So I feel like everything is going to be skewed because we don't have the extended family to help us raise children anymore.
Do you think we should?
Yes. This was a huge thing. Children who have grandparents, a grandmother, grandfather, or both in the house growing up, they live longer. They have higher mental health, higher IQs, less long-term like stresses, less depression, less anxiety, better hormone regulation, better mood regulation, all the things that we consider like a healthy, well-functioning person. They're just better when you have grandparents, because like, let's say the parents are fighting, but you have grandma and grandpa there and they're stable and they're not fighting, and they can like cushion the blow or take the children away, talk to them about something else. Don't worry about that, honey. Instead, you just have mom and dad when they're fighting, you have the kid alone or with other kids that are useless too. And now they're having a trauma bond, and there's no adult to help them regulate what's going on in the family. It's just it's sick and isolating to put people through these things. We used to what?
Or people who have living grandparents inherit the genes from people who made it to
No,
be.
it's not living or not living. Like, they're
They're
all
gonna
living.
live-
It's just they live
live to be grandparents as well, because
No,
it's
no.
genetic.
It's they
right?
live in the house. No, they live in the house. It's live in the house versus not live in the house. Like, the grandparents live on their own, not dead. We're not talking about that. That's not how the study is.
Okay. Whatever.
What the
I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. Steve is kidding. Is that a fact, Kat? I don't know. Like, is that happen? I'm not
No, it's
probably
ridiculous.
the place to divulge such information, but why does he suspect that?
I don't know. I cannot understand the mind of insane people.
Maybe Kat's the one getting cooked. I wonder.
Stop. There is none of that in the house. We don't do that.
Okay. Good.
We're both very jealous and possessive, as should be.
Do you think there's more cheating now than in the past?
Yes, because there's less religion. The only thing keeping most people from doing anything was religion, because you would also have the societal impact of, if everybody's religious, everybody has these specific moral values. And when you take religion away, you're also taking away those moral values, because that's what says this is right or wrong. You can make up your own values, but then if you can make them up, you can also change them at a whim, and you can convince yourself, well, under this situation it's different, so then I can break the rules, or that situation. You need the religious, like the sternness of this is right, this is wrong, yes or no, like the very clear cut rules to have any morality.
Maybe, but I think there's another element to consider. I think now women don't have the fear of being thrown out on the street. Like, they don't depend on their husbands. Their livelihood no longer depends on staying with the father of their children. They can get divorced, they'll survive, they'll meet another man, they'll get by.
Yes, yes. But even
less of a threat. So I think women especially are cheating more now than they did in the past.
You know why? Because of feminism. Feminism said all men have been cheating on women and using women for their labor for all these decades. So it made women hate men to the point where they would just use them for resources and then cheat whenever they felt like it, because they felt entitled to it. Reparations. These are my reparations for all the evil men that had cheated on women before, even though I never got cheated on. I must get reparations for all these fictitious women that are probably not even in my particular bloodline. But let me just go ahead and screw them all over. That's the same shit. Like, if like one group of people made another group of people do something against their will, now
That's
like
never happened.
30 generations down have to like
It
pay.
never happened, Kat. Not in American history. Never. No.
I know it's just a foreign concept, but it's just the same thing. You cannot punish a single man for what the other men did to another woman, or even another man did to you. You can't do that, but that's what they have been conditioned to do. They've been conditioned to just do you. It's whatever you want, girl. Go get it, girl. And then like this breaks down. But at the same time, yes, in the past when men were, had more power over women, a lot of evil men were in power and like telling other men, let's cheat on our wives, let's go do this. Oh, men are allowed to want different flavors. We're allowed variety. Men love variety. You know who else loves variety? Women, when given the chance, turns out, right? So women are like, I have a roster now. And men are like pissed off about it. Well, women didn't like it when men had the roster. Now men don't like it when women have the roster. So the point is, we need God.
Well, or we need to acknowledge that it's an unrealistic expectation that one man will stay with one woman for the rest of his days. You know, like, why did that become the norm? Or why should we?
Because that's the best for children. That's the best for children. Because
Says who?
Everybody knows this. And this is just like, of course, this is what happens when the family breaks down. Do you think a woman who loves you is going to feel happy that you're cheating on her? Or is she going to like feel a certain way and then maybe treat you different and therefore treat her children different with you? And then maybe want to do something on the side with somebody else. And I don't know, women are diabolical. They get revenge. And they usually wait for the man to get old and weak. Because traditionally, if you couldn't leave them, you would just wait. You'd be like, oh, he's cheating on me. Wait till he gets old and elderly and weak. Because women always live longer and they take care of the men. And then they just go, I'm not wiping your ass today. Enjoy that. Remember that bitch that you were messing around with? Think of her. Why don't you have her come wipe your ass? And that's when they get their revenge on cheating men, right? That's how it always worked in the past. But now everybody just leaves everybody. And what happened to the kids? Nobody gives a shit about the kids because they only care about their truth. My truth. My truth. Everybody's just fucking narcissist.
Or they don't have kids, or they have fewer kids, you know?
Okay, then don't have kids. That's totally fine. But the problem comes when you have the kids, because the whole marriage was a container for healthy children. It was not for you to feel love and whatever this bullshit fantasies.
What do you think about women? What do you think about women who decide to not have children? To never have children?
That's fine.
Do you think it's possible for a woman? Do you think it's possible for a woman to be happy, to stay happy with that decision, and to never?
Well, studies have asked women who are older and didn't have children, and they originally didn't want children, and about 40% regret not having children. So I can't say, it's up to you. Are you part of the 40%? Are you part of the 60%? Like, I don't know. Go figure it out.
I'm not a woman, and I've never decided not to have children as a woman. Okay.
Yes. Ghost, in the olden days, men would have rosters. And I know this because all the guys I knew had freaking rosters when I was young in the 1800s. So, but times have changed and now it's flipped. Unfortunately, this was true. And you know what was wild? Was even unattractive guys had rosters. Do you remember that? Do you remember like back in the day, like you could be full on unattractive dude and have like women flocking to you? Do you remember that? Do you remember?
I don't remember that.
There was a time, I remember it, because I would look at these guys and these girls fawning over them, like,
right.
Okay. You do you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the girls were attractive. I'm just saying, like, I think now even the unattractive girls want the best attractive guys.
There's just less slut shaming now, I think, too.
Oh yeah, they've completely removed morality, because when you kill God, you kill morality. And that's why they're like, let's do minor attractive people, because fuck it, there's no God. So let's do whatever we want now.
Well, women can pick. I mean, they can always choose. They've got an abundance of guys to pick from, and because guys are easy.
But they don't have an abundance, because the other problem. No, let me finish.
On the surface, they do.
Because
guys approaching them. They got a bunch of guys.
Matter. No. First of all, no guys approach women. So you're only talking about the apps.
No, I'm
In
talking
person,
no, in
guys don't.
general. In general, come on, Cat. Like
Guys,
how
how
often?
many guys approach women in public? I actually have nothing in my DMs. I'm very boring. I don't know why. I don't
Well,
have.
Kat, I'm sorry, you're different, right? You're
What the hell
trying
does
to
that mean?
remember. In the old days, remember there were guys who tried to hit on you. You know, it used to
Yeah,
happen.
when I was young,
Yeah, that's what
obviously.
I'm saying. I'm talking about. Okay, sorry. I'm talking about young girls, young attractive women, right?
Why are we only talking about attractive women now?
Okay, well, no, you're right. Like, not even they don't even have to be the most attractive women, but they've got to be like within a certain range, right? Those women are going to be like hounded, you know, night, day
No,
and night
even unattractive women now are hounded because
by
it's
all
flipped. It's
men from all
flipped.
age groups. Like, women, I
Yes,
feel that kind of feel bad
there
for
are women who are morbidly obese that can make millions of dollars
it's
on
never
like
ending
only.
for them. Like,
It
they
is what
just
it
have to
is.
kind of, you know, like leave me alone, stop trying to fuck me, you know, like the whole time. It must be annoying. It must be tiring for girls, you know, because guys of all ages are trying to hook up with them. Whereas women, as women get older, I don't think uh, they're not fixated on any single sort of age group. You know what I mean? Like you won't hear of a female equivalent to DiCaprio, who's like, oh, I'm gonna keep on trying to date those 25-year-olds. You're not gonna get like 3 decades worth of or 3 generations of men trying to hit on the same demographic. I mean, you're not
Okay,
going to
okay.
get 3 generations of women trying to hit on the same demographic of male the
Oh,
way you do
Nick
with.
is a feminist, guys. He's a feminist.
I'm not a feminist. I'm
Yes,
definitely
you
not.
are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. No,
And
I'm not.
you
Come
are
on.
such a feminist because you were one of like the rare guys that's been able to date 25-year-olds for decades. So it actually was in your benefit that all these women are loose. So that's why you're like, girls need to have choices, fellas.
Okay, what does it
Girls
mean?
need to have choices.
Let's get a proper before we can, start the witch trial. Like, let's get a proper definition of a feminist. Like, and I'll tell you if I'm a feminist or not.
You are. Go
Let's
on.
go point by point. Let's go point by point. Why do you
Okay.
think I'm a feminist?
Because you're totally fine with women like being skanks. You're like, yeah, let them sleep around. We don't. They need to.
It's
They need to explore.
no, no, no. Don't get me wrong. I think it's unpleasant. You know, I don't want to find out that a girl that I'm hooking up with is the village bicycle. But
But you have benefited from many
it
a
feels
bicycle.
dirty too. It feels dirty too. But I'm not going to get attached to it. You know, I'm going to double bag it. Like, yeah, it's. You're right. It works in
But
your
you've been riding bicycles for decades now.
yeah.
Now they're all bicycles. I don't know if you've noticed.
But they're
They're all
not. No, they're not. They're not bicycles with just anyone. They're all bicycles with the same top tier of dudes.
Yeah,
Like,
you and your little frenzies are passing around the
not
same
me,
bicycles.
not me, not me, not anymore. I think
Oh,
age.
did you finally age out of bicycle
Yeah.
riding? Wow, how
Yes.
does it feel? How does it feel to be on the other side?
Well, I can concentrate on other things now. You know, now that I'm a total sexy loser. Sorry.
Oh my God. Now that you've retired bicycle riding, now you're like, now I think I'm really ready
Stamp
to settle
collection.
down
Right?
now.
I can
I'm
start. I can start
elderly.
a coin collection. Sorry.
I'm elderly now. It's time to settle down now that I can't ride these bicycles anymore.
No, but you forget that there are two sides to that. You know, to promiscuous
Yes,
hoe
yes, yes,
hoe
yes, yes,
surfing. Like,
yes.
you got yeah, it's great. It's exciting to hook up with them and all that. But then you also have the drama, like stuff that happens.
Hoes have a lot of drama, yes.
Um, you don't want to deal with that. You don't necessarily want to deal with that. So you need to just remember that when you're holeless, like, oh, yeah, I'm holeless, but I don't have to stand up for anyone. Like, someone grabbed my girlfriend's ass and because there are bad
You're
parts
like,
to
that's the public ass, everybody. You can
it ain't mine. No, it's fine. You can take it.
that's ours, guys.
That's what women do after all their eggs dry up. Then they are ready to settle down.
Yes.
Oh, that's so true. Like I on social
After
media,
your bicycle's
there are
dried
girls I
up,
hooked
you're
up with.
ready.
there are girls I hooked up with, or girls I knew of, girls who I was scared to hook up with because they were so like, slutty. And like 10 years go by, and then you see pictures of them with their husband and their child, and like, oh, and like they got the cute little family unit, and you'd never guess, or probably he has no clue that she was a hoe, like a total complete prostitute. Am I allowed to say these words? Like, you're always kind of
I feel like you could say prostitute.
hoe, like prostitute, slut. I mean, I feel like
Ho,
all
ho,
that
ho. Merry Christmas.
all that's acceptable now, right? I mean, we're not going to get the woke
I
patrol.
guess. I don't think anyone who's like
The
woke
fact that I use
sensitive
these words, I mean, that kind of proves that I'm not a feminist, right? I guess real feminists have a problem with those words.
No. There's no such thing as a real feminist. It's a dating strategy. I do not believe feminism exists. It is just a strategy to control the people so that you can get what you want when you want it.
It's the Illuminati, isn't it, Kat?
No, it's just selfishness. It's just complete selfishness.
What about the crop circles?
What?
I'm just fucking with you.
Anyways, no, because look, if you are a single woman and you want to be, shut up and listen. If you were and you're like, I want to be able to bang dudes that wouldn't marry me, that are way hotter than I can lock down for the rest of my life. I want to take 10 years to bang the hottest dudes that I can bang, as many dudes that I can bang. And then when I'm 30, then I'll just pick someone who's like within my range, and then I'll marry them and have kids, right? That's every hoe's fantasy. That's the feminist fantasy right there, right? So those women are going to be like, yeah, we should be able to do whatever we want, and the dad that stepped up, and blah, 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 and all that crap, like just everything to like facilitate sleeping around is fine because that's what they want to do. So they're going to shame anyone who gets married early because it's like, no, the sisterhood. If I'm a hoe, you got to be a hoe, because now it's going to make me look like the standout hoe. So you better be a hoe too. And that's how the sisterhood really works. It's like feminism, blah, blah. But it's really, I want to bang as many people as I can bang until I have kids. So we all have to be agreement that we're all going to be doing this at the same time. So then what happened,
I'm sorry, no, go on.
No. So then what happens is the women who don't do it, they call them a pick me. They call them man crazy. They call them not a girl's girl. You're not a girl's girl because you're not going along with the agenda of the hoes. They want a hoe, and if you get married young or early, or you're just in relationships, you are going against the group, right? The group think. Anyways, and men that are feminists are usually like the lower tier men that the women maybe they find like attractive enough or whatever, or they would throw like a pity bang or something like that to. Those are the men who are like, yay, feminism. And they're the ones who are like simping, paying for OnlyFans, giving them money and blah, 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 blah. And like, you're so beautiful, queen. He doesn't deserve you, queen. But then he's waiting for like the boyfriend to break her heart so then he could swoop in like a little vulture. You're so much better than that. You don't deserve that, blah, blah, blah. Come bang me, whatever. And hopefully the chick is depressed enough that she'll bang the lower tier guy. Feminism, they love that because they feel like they get more options. And then the other people that benefit are like the very good looking, charismatic people like you were up until maybe like this last few months. And then those guys are like, yay,
that's generous.
feminism.
Yeah, that's generous. I thought it was a couple years at least. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So then it's like those guys like, yeah, I love this. I'm banging 25-year-olds that, I would never marry, and they would never marry me, but I have access to so many more 25-year-olds because they're all in their hoe phase. So they're all going to bang me. So it's like, it's a win for you. It's a win for the hoes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the guys in the middle who are like not super attractive and charismatic, or they're not like simpy, I'll pay,
They're just
whatever.
naive. They're just naive too. I think some of them are just naive. They don't have any experience. They haven't been fucked over enough. They haven't seen the dark side of, they don't know. They don't really understand women. They don't really know women and what they're capable of, the shittiness that they're capable of. Right. So they're like, oh, you love me. Oh, you want to get married and have a kid. Oh, no, let's not talk about the past. Forget. Yeah, you're right. Forget our past. Right.
Yeah.
And because
So
they've only
yeah.
ever had like one other girlfriend, you know, and you look at their body counts and they're hugely like skewed, right, in her favor. So he's been with like one girl. She's or maybe he lost her virginity to her, and she's had like an entire football league, you know. But what was I going to say? If women were left to their own devices, what do you think they would naturally sort of do? What would they gravitate towards? You know, being promiscuous, or do you think that women have this innate kind of propensity to just want to settle down, be
I
you
think
know, mother of a, just have
both
children?
are
Yeah.
the same. I think we want to say, and there's a lot of reasons that men and women are different. They get jealous for different reasons. They get upset for different reasons. Yes. But ultimately, both men and women get attracted to physically attractive people, right? They get attracted to physical attractiveness. Women also will get attracted a little bit to physical, like dominance hierarchies, like the most renowned physicist, even though if he's a nerd, like if she's interested in physicists, then she would want the one on the top of the dominance hierarchy there. So that's not a looks thing, but that's like, I can talk to him about this. And in my circle, he's the king of the people that like I associate with and what we're interested in. That's the king of that. So like I become the queen when I'm with him. So they want to be the top of a dominance hierarchy, or they want to be with the hottest, physically hottest person. Now,
What about lesbians?
Lesbians want hot too. Yeah, it's the same thing.
And
But men just want hot. When men just want hot, they will they can sometimes like someone who is very intellectually stimulating because they make them feel a certain way. Like if the woman is intellectually stimulating, not unattractive, doesn't have to be the hottest one, but there's something about them, they're intellectually stimulating and they're not unattractive, they might settle for someone like that long term, right? They might see men do have some sort of like, who's going to be a good mother? Who's going to give me good genetics too? It's not as high as the physical attractive part, but they do have a little, so they make some concessions. That's why you'll see very intelligent people together, married together. You know, it's usually like they're both smart, nerdy, into something. They're both relatively the same.
I think a lot of it has to do with socioeconomic levels and like, you know, wealth, kind of education, wealth. They end up meeting. They're more likely to meet because they're in the same circles. They're in the same, you know, neighborhoods. They go to the same schools or they work for the same companies. They're more likely to meet, you know.
Well, I think people usually like to marry within the same socioeconomic status. And they do that because
men, I think, but here women I think are less likely, if unless I'm mistaken. I think women
try to move up. Yes. Men try to stay.
I think they're less likely to venture out, like totally, you know, date a guy who's totally different from them. Whereas guys care a little less. Like,
I gotta go.
adventurous.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta go.
Too. All right. See you.
But anyways, fun talk, everyone. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye now.
So you want me to leave it open? Yeah.
Yeah. Let it upload.
Okay.